Transferring to a new school is rough, but transferring midway through junior year, that's a different kind of lonely. Southern Lehigh High was buzzing with kids who already knew each other. Locker partners, lunch tables, shared secrets. And I was just there. What really got to me, though, was lunchtime. Juniors weren't allowed off campus, so I had no choice. Cafeteria or starve. When I walked in that first day, tray in hand, every table was full except one. Way in the corner, two kids, identical, silent. I asked if I could sit. They looked at each other. Then one said, "Yeah, sure." Their names were Antonio and Bruno. Twins. Hispanic maybe, but no accents. Seemed normal, friendly even. They talked to me like we'd met before. Invited me to hang out later that night. Bruno texted me around 8:30, said to meet them near the cemetery. Said there was a lake in the woods just past it, a spot they liked to hang out. It sounded weird, sure, but it was Friday, and I had nothing better to do. He asked me to meet them at the road next to the cemetery around 9. I told him I'd head out soon, so I walked. 10 minutes in the dark, flashlight in hand. I couldn't stop thinking how crazy this was. New town, new school. And here I am, walking alone toward a cemetery. I reached the spot, texted Bruno. He replied fast. "We're in the woods, near the lake. Just follow my pin." I pushed my way through the trees, using my tiny phone light to see maybe 10 feet ahead. "Bruno," I called out. "Antonio?" Nothing. But then, I heard footsteps, low, slow, getting closer. "Guys?" Still nothing. And that's when I decided I was done. This was stupid. I turned to head back and something grabbed me. Hard fingers, long nails on my neck. I heard Bruno's voice. Grab him! Grab him! I don't even remember how I broke free. But I ran. I ran harder than I ever have in my life. They chased me to the edge of the tree line. But I was fast. And I made it home. I told my parents, showed them the texts. We reported it. The school expelled them. I blocked their numbers. Thought it was over. A week later, I woke up freezing. The window beside my bed, wide open. I walked over, looked down. There's a ledge under that window. My dad once said to use it if there's ever a fire. But I didn't climb out. Someone climbed in. I walked to my parents' room, asked if anyone had opened my window. They hadn't. I walked back to my room. Something felt wrong. The door, it had been open. Now it was half shut. I peeked through the crack. There was someone hiding behind my door. I screamed. My dad came running out. Turned the light on just in time to see a leg slipping out the window. He chased them, but they vanished. We called the cops, filed a report, but without proof, they couldn't do much. I never saw the twins again, and nothing like that ever happened again. But still, to this day, I keep my window locked every single night.
Freshman year, stormiest day of the year, last period, gym class. We had a sub that day. Not too old, but definitely graying. Looked tired, or maybe just bored. He called a roll, and when he got to my name, he looked up, looked again, like he recognized me, or like I was something worth noticing. We played volleyball. He vanished down the locker room hallway, and never came back. 40 minutes passed. Class ended. I went to the locker room to change. That's when things got weird. My locker wouldn't open. I tried the combo over and over. Nothing. I found the sub and told him. He said, "Give me a sec," and walked off with a little black book. When he came back, he followed me into the girls' locker room. That caught me off guard. But he didn't say anything. Just walked over to my locker. He tried the combo from the book. Didn't work. Tried again. Still nothing. He laughed. I laughed too. Politely. Nervously. Then he put his hand on my shoulder. "We'll figure this out," he said. He tried again. Still no luck. His hand started to slide. Down. Slow from my shoulder to my lower back. I stepped away. Grabbed my bag, said I was late for my bus. He tried the combo once more. This time it worked. He smiled. Walked out. I waited. Heard the door shut. Started changing. Then the lights went out. Just like that, I froze. Pulled my clothes on in the dark. Backpack over my shoulder. Headed for the back exit. But something stopped me. A feeling. Like someone was waiting. I reached the corner. Had to look right. There he was. Peeking around the lockers. Just staring. I ran, he shouted. "Wait, it's not what it looks like." But I didn't wait. I didn't look back. I ran all the way home, soaked, shaking. That night, I realized he probably changed my combo just to get me alone. As for what he planned to do, once the lights went out, I still don't want to think about it. I never told anyone. Not my parents, not my friends. I just kept it inside all these years. And now, I'm still not sure if I should have said something.
At my school, band was the easy A. Just show up, go to your lessons, and you passed. But near the end of one quarter, I'd missed two, which meant I was looking at a B. I asked my band teacher, Mr. Nicholson, if I could make them up. He said, sure. Told me to head to one of the basement storage rooms during lunch and practice. So the next day, I grabbed my saxophone and went down. The basement for the singing and music department was weird. Empty. Cold. Bad lighting. Rows of tiny rooms, each maybe 7 by 7 feet, full of spare instruments, chairs, old decorations. I picked a room, shut the door behind me, propped up some sheet music, just in case Nicholson checked in. But I didn't plan on playing. Not really. I planned on hiding, and maybe playing some games on my phone. Then the lights went out, not just in my room, the whole basement. Pitch black. I flicked the light switch. Nothing. I stood up, reached for the door, opened it. Into more darkness. I held out my phone, letting that tiny glow light the hallway, and that's when I saw it. One of the doors down the hall was open, and something was being dragged inside. I heard breathing, labored, erratic, animal-like. Then, a big plastic storage bin was pushed into the hallway. Pitch black. I flicked the light switch. Nothing. I stood up, reached for the door, opened it. Into more darkness. I turned off my phone light, slipped back into the room, closed the door, quietly. I didn't know what I was hiding from, but I knew I needed to hide. Whoever that was, they came in after the lights went out, not before. After what felt like forever, I cracked the door open again, slid into the hall, inched toward the stairs, and then I heard something move. Fast. I ducked into the next open room, shut the door, held my breath. You know that feeling when someone else is in the room with you, even if they don't move, even if they don't make a sound? I felt that. I pressed my phone's home button just for half a second. It lit up, just enough. He was there, in the corner, standing, 3 feet away. He whispered, "Shh." Then he patted my shoulder, squeezed it. I dove for the door, fumbled for the knob, opened it. He tried to slam it shut, but I was already out. I ran up the stairs, didn't look back. Mr. Nicholson was still upstairs. I told him everything, gasping. He called security. They searched the basement. Nothing. Just moved music stands. Disarray. They said maybe someone tried to steal something. Maybe. Or maybe it was something worse. I don't know what he wanted, but I know this. He didn't come for the music.
One night, my friends and I had a genius idea. We were going to sneak into the school. There was this window, half broken, never fixed, down in the basement. You had to hop a little fence to reach it. Felt rebellious, stupid, but fun. We checked for security cars, all clear, boosted each other up, slipped through the narrow opening. Once we were in. The basement was a mess. Dark, cold. It smelled like dust and mold. One flickering light in the far corner, a red exit sign glowing behind us. We split up, started exploring. I was looking around when I saw one of my friends. He whispered, "Let's go upstairs." I nodded, followed into the stairwell. Upstairs was pitch black. No lights in the main hallway, just exit signs glowing a red in the dark. We walked in silence. I muttered, "Dude, this is seriously creepy." He didn't answer. We ended up in the bathroom. He went into one of the stalls. I stood by the door and said, "Hurry up." A minute passed, then two. My phone rang. It was Chris. "Where the hell did you go?" I said. "I'm upstairs with Roland or Brandon, not sure." He goes, "What do you mean? They're both with me." And then I heard them on speaker. "Yo!" My heart dropped. Then, I heard laughing from the stall. Not my friend's laugh. Something, off. Too quiet. Too amused. I looked up. Someone was peeking over the stall. Standing on the toilet, just watching me. I screamed, "Holy shit! Holy shit!" I bolted out the bathroom, ran through the dark hallway. Couldn't find the stairs at first. Eventually, I did. Ran down, screaming for my friends. Go, go, go! One by one, we climbed into the bucket, pulled ourselves through the window and out. I was the first one out, terrified that whatever that thing was might be behind me. We made it out of breath, laughing now, relieved, kind of. But then we saw it. In one of the basement windows, someone was watching us. Just a face, half lit, hands pressed against the glass. Roland said, "Let's get the hell out of here." And we ran. Didn't stop until we were off school grounds. We never figured out who or what that was, but we never snuck in again.